Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Things.
And we're back, man. Episode 411.
Yes, sir.
You remember 411 back in the day before Google and shit?
Mm-hmm.
You call 411 service, they would direct you where you needed to go.
Yeah, you could call for like movie times.
Movie
and
times,
like
all kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. That's how you know you old. When you call, if you've ever called 411, that means you old as a motherfucker. All right, let's get into it. Recently, I don't know how this happened, but we got this global phenomenon coming out of Bakersfield. This 911 operator went viral. I guess she is so rude that it initially started from this post I seen the other day, and this is the post that I seen right here. So let me go ahead and let it go here.
Mama, bring your ass. If you're in Bakersfield, California, and you've ever called 911, then you probably got the same stupid bitch operator. Why are you such a cunt? Why do you have an attitude for me calling your job, you weird ass bitch? If you're in Bakersfield, California, and you've ever called 911.
That post got 928,000 likes. And what's crazy is the comments. Like, people know who this is. This dude said, as a cop, I already knew who it is, and he laughing.
Dang.
That comment got 330,000 likes. Mm-hmm. So, like, yeah, it's insane.
That made me wonder, how often are y'all calling the police?
I don't know.
When's the last time you called the police?
I haven't. Luckily, I haven't had to. Mm-hmm. But I think that there's other people. This isn't just one isolated incident. This is like this girl I know here at the top. Shout out to Angela. Angela said almost all of them have attitudes with us first responders. She works for EMT, right? So that's the thing.
You know her?
Yeah, I know her personally. Mm-hmm. She's at the top. Mm-hmm. And then the cop. I don't know the cop, but like this, it's known amongst EMT, firefighters, and BPD.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's starting to look very it's starting to look real. But I think what's crazy about this shit became global. I seen somebody that says, I'm from Australia, man. What's going on with this operator?
That's
right.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's crazy because as a person in Australia, you should be worried about like not getting eaten by a crocodile on a random Tuesday, right? But they have questions. Then I seen somebody in Florida. And they was like, yo, I'm from Florida, man. I'm getting this on my feed. He made a whole post that he got like 56,000 likes. And he said, like, I'm in Florida, man. I don't know what's up with this Bakersfield operator, but it made it all the way over here, man. Can you guys let me know what's going on? Mm-hmm. Right? And it's like, you live in Florida, man. You should worry about, like, not smoking meth at Walmart or something. But I think that people have concerns. There was somebody in New Jersey that posted about this too. Mm-hmm. So, like, I have never seen a post this simple, like, make its rounds like this.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. I think that they may have to, whoever this person is, I think that now what's going to happen is they're going to have quality now. They're going to have quality, and the quality person that's listening to the phone call, they're probably going to set her up to get her fired. And what I mean by that is this, because I've worked in customer service back in the day. I used to work for Boost Mobile. They're going to have somebody call in an emergency, and the moment that she's rude like that, they're going to trace that call and just walk her out. That's what I think I think it's going to happen. Because when somebody's calling you, I've been shot, or I think somebody's trying to kill me, you should not be rude to these people. They're calling you because they need some fucking help.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a documentary or something? Everybody listening, I'm pretty sure you have. Have you ever seen a documentary and they put in the emergency phone call, and the person's like, I think my husband's here and he has a gun. I just seen him. He's like, calm down, ma'am. Calm down. Calm down. You have to tell me what's going on. No. You have to tell me what's going on. What is he doing? And it's like, oh my God. Like, this person is distraught, and this is how you choose to speak to people, you fucking asshole.
Yeah. Some people do a really good job at that, though. Like, I think it was like a movie. Maybe the one with Halle Berry or something like that. Oh, I think but yeah, like they kind of like are able to talk people through their emotions and then get to the bare bones of what's happening. But yeah, I would be curious to know. I wish there was more context to this conversation. She just says that she's being is cunt a bad word?
I mean, it is.
I feel like it's like a white people bad word.
Yeah, it's like, don't ever call me that. I think that's the word. Like, that's the equivalent to the N-word for us, but for white people.
White women.
White women, more specifically.
For sure.
If you call them the word that rhymes with bunt in baseball, they will fucking lose it. Yeah, they're like, I don't care. You don't make me mad. I don't care about this. And you're like, you know what? Bunt. They're like, you know what, you motherfucker, I'll call the police. Like, there it is.
Only to get a rude dispatch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, there's that, man. There's going to be more to that story. And as the president of Bakersfield TikTok, I will be bringing you the information as it comes. And once those documents get released, I will share the names unredacted of the operator that is giving everybody problems, okay?
Yeah, that's interesting. The police officer jumped in there.
Yeah, and he started busting up laughing. He got 330,000 likes. That is insane, right? All right, switching gears. Chipotle prices go up again, and this is why. I'm going to play the audio for you first, and I'll go to the article.
We learned that 60% of our core users are over $100,000 a year in income, in average household income. That gives us confidence that we can lean into that group in a more meaningful way, whether it's the solo occasion and or group occasions, to really drive meaningful transaction performance in the year. We learned that 60%
So
of our core users...
he basically saying 60% of Chipotle or customers that go there make $100,000. So here's my thing. First of all, how the fuck do you know how much your consumers make? That's a problem. No, that's like a question nobody's asking. How do you know how much money they make? What survey or what have you done to infiltrate people's information to know how much money they make? That doesn't make any sense. These companies are getting a little bit overly familiar with the information they have. Because how the fuck do you know how much money people are making that come to your restaurant?
Well, they have an app.
I mean, on that app, do they ask those questions?
I'm not sure, but a lot of it be in the terms and agreements, and people just, click agree. They don't really read through it.
Yeah, they should, because the motherfuckers shouldn't be seeing your tax returns when you buying a goddamn burrito.
Yeah.
It's like I came here to buy a carne asada burrito. Not for you to have all my intimate tax details. What the fuck is this shit? All right. Chipotle announced plans to increase menu prices by 1% to 2% in 2026, driven by the internal data revealing that 60% of its customer base earns over $100K annually. CEO Scott Boatwright indicated the brand is leaning into higher income demographic, believing these customers have the disposable income to withstand price hikes during this inflationary period. I like to say to the CEO of Chipotle, fuck you, you piece of shit. Here's why. $100K is not that much money in 2026, number one. Number two, you still giving out them bitch-ass bowls with them weak-ass scoops of chicken, and you don't want to give people, more quality. So here's the thing. Yeah, let's say your customers do make $100K a year. That don't mean that they okay with you giving them little bitch-ass, punk-ass fucking scoops of chicken that you give people. That's not right. So what? Basically, you're ripping off another demographic, and then this is what Chipotle is saying. Keith, check this out. Chipotle is saying y'all broke. Y'all too broke to come here anyways. We got people that make $100K. We don't need y'all money. That's what the Chipotle is indirectly saying. They saying we got people that make money. Y'all too broke to come here. The only people complaining about the prices is broke. Bro, you're gonna end up like Toys R Us and Sears. This is how you lose the whole business. Is the reason why you brought it up. If the only reason why those prices should be coming up is not just inflation. Inflation is not good enough. It's not, because you're not giving up as much chicken as you used to. Man, you go to Chipotle back in the day when I was in college, man, I was broke. I would go to Chipotle and I knew I was getting a fat burrito. They used to make me a burrito the size of a football. I used to leave Chipotle and have to, it was a challenge for me to eat a Chipotle burrito back in the day. Mm-hmm. I had to really put in work because the burrito was swollen. Nowadays, they give you one little scoop, and it's like, oh, no, we're not doing that. I would strongly urge people, if you want to still go to Chipotle, you go ahead. Just understand that you're not getting more for what you pay for. They just decided to make more money without doing anything else.
I think you're, I think you, overreacting a little bit.
No, I'm not.
He didn't say any of that stuff.
He doesn't have to.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think you're overreacting. The thing is, it says all he said is we're going to lean into the customer. He said lean into those customers because we know our customers make 60% of them make 100,000. It says he told Yahoo Finance that 60% of our consumers' average household income is over 100,000 a year, and they're still spending in this tough economy. The executive added that the company plans to lean into those consumers with brand innovation, menu innovation, and really give them more compelling reasons to come in. Chipotle spokesperson Lori Shallow also said that pricing was never mentioned regarding the $100,000 and over cohort. It also says that pricing was never mentioned regarding this consumer cohort, and the Chipotle has taken a slow measured approach by only increasing prices in this quarter by 0.7% compared to the industry average of 4%, she added.
Well, here's it's more nuanced than that. This is a place that's had multiple E. coli outbreaks where they've had quality within their food. The fact that you would bring that shit up after you made a bunch of people sick numerous times is bullshit. It's bullshit. And it's also bullshit that when you say we plan on innovation. What innovation? If you're going to charge me more money, I want to know what the fuck you're doing. What are you doing?
They didn't say they're going to charge more money.
What do you mean?
They didn't say that. The CEO didn't say that.
I've just read the article. You just heard the audio.
He didn't say that they're going to charge more money. He said we're going to lean into the people that make more money. He didn't say that we're going to charge them more money.
That doesn't make sense, Keith. Now you're just being a contrarian. Because you think about it.
I'm only talking about the facts.
The facts are that he's going to charge more, Keith. That's in layman's terms.
But that's not what he said.
He doesn't have to.
It's not layman's terms if he don't say it.
Look, I'm telling you in layman's terms. Chipotle announced a plan to increase menu prices by 1% to 2% in 2026. It is 2026, Keith. That's what I just read.
Who said that?
It's right here on Google, bro.
That's not an article. That's a Google AI generated thing that they're just putting together. I'm reading you the actual Fox Business article that's quoting the person that's actually the person they're talking about.
Chipotle bumping prices in response to core customers February 11th, 2026. Right here, Yahoo Finance. Right here it says it. Chipotle guacamole is about to get more expensive, and not just guac, chicken, corn, queso too. News tips: business opening or closing in your neighborhood, blah, blah, whatever. The Mexican-style restaurant plans to raise prices by 1% to 2% this year to combat dragging sales. Business Insider reported this month after a recent Chipotle earnings call. It's part of the attempt to zero in on one of the company's core audiences, higher-earning digital natives or those who grew up during the information age. So, yeah, these niggas is bringing the price up, bro. Like, 1% to 2% is still bringing the price up. And they're leaning into the customers that make more money because those are the ones that are not going to complain about the prices. My issue is if you're going to raise the price, raise the quality, and tell us what you plan to do. If you're just going to raise those prices, they said that they planned on whatever quality or whatever the case. That's just very loose. Like, what specifically do you plan to do? Do you plan to add a new menu item? We're adding our new Southwest grilled chicken to the menu. We expect for that to be something. It's okay. Now you've given me a reason. You've given me something. But I'm tired of these companies doing the same. It's the same playbook, man. They charging you more like for the same shit. Carl's Jr. is so bad right now. Oh my God, it's so expensive there. I was in shock. My shit was over $20, dude. I was like, did you guys hear me correctly? Did I order the right thing? They said, yes, sir. That'll be $20.75. You be like, what?
Carl's Jr. also doesn't. Their large drink is like a medium, like an OG medium drink.
It's like, what's up with you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like eating out is not worth it anymore. It's just it's no point to eat out. I'm not talking about vagina. You can keep eating those. I'm talking about actual food, fast food. No, it's a waste of time. And you know what's crazy to me is you can't justify the protein. Like, can you tell me how do you justify giving me 25 grams of protein for a burger, right? But you're charging me like $15 for that combo. I'm getting less than 30 grams of protein. How does that even make mathematical sense? It's crazy. I get a pound. Yeah. Go ahead. You go ahead.
I was saying eating out is, I think I think the solution to the rising prices at fast food restaurants is to eat at the house. I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not mad at Chipotle because they're a business. Like, for them to say that they're going to raise their prices is like, that's on par for what they're supposed to do, because inflation is rising. The cost of, everything is going up. So for them to try to keep their burritos at whatever, I don't even know what the cost of burritos is, year over year, it just doesn't really make sense. Everything is going up, so you kind of have to increase the prices.
You know what doesn't make sense? The fact that they've had we've talked about it here on this podcast, they've had recent problems with customers stating they're not getting enough meat on their bowls. And when the CEO was asked about it, he says, hey, if you just want some more, just nudge. He gave some bullshit explanation. He's like, just like shrug your shoulders. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't remember hearing that.
You remember hearing that?
No.
Do I got to pull the article up?
I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm saying I don't remember hearing that.
Yeah, we talked about it on the pod. I pulled up the video of him speaking about it. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, and if you need some more guac, or he said if you need more protein, you can simply just like look at him and shrug your shoulders and do it. And it was just the most ridiculous, explanation for why you're not giving enough chicken. What you can start to do to really build a case on Chipotle is I'll bring a food scale to that motherfucker. I say, hey, can you put my chicken on the side, please? And I'll bring my food scale to the place and put the chicken on that motherfucker and be like, this is not what you said. This is supposed to be 40 grams of protein. This is not 35 or 40 grams of protein. Mm-hmm. Have you ever had them where they get that big old spoon, right? Mm-hmm. And they about to put it on your bowl, and then they shake it, and the meat come off, and then they put that little scoop on it. Mm-hmm. And you like, motherfucker, what?
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane. I maybe I'm frustrated by it because, I mainly been eating at home, but the place, where I found myself eating more recently, even though I'm not the biggest fan, is In-N-Out Burger.
Why is that?
Because In-N-Out Burger makes quality food. Mm-hmm. It may not be my best restaurant, but if I know I want something, I can modify the burger to make it more health conscious. I could either have it protein style, and if it's not protein style, I could take the cheese off, or I could do whatever. And it's made from regular, like, whole products, the lettuce and the onion and all of that. And I'm not sure about the bread, but I'm sure the bread's fine too. They just have very basic, like, a few ingredients. Food. It's quality food, man.
And their menu is simple as well.
Yeah, and the prices ain't went up crazy.
Yeah.
So it's
you could still get a reasonable meal. The line is just dumb long.
The line is dumb long. But McDonald's is more expensive than In-N-Out.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah,
because McDonald's it's not really that great.
Yeah, McDonald's be like, what kind of slop would you like today? It's like, I don't want no slop, man. Fuck.
That's like going to McDonald's like going to the lunch line. The old like lunch ladies that just be putting a little
they got the big ladle, like it's like a big ass ladle. They just slam the potatoes on there. They get the gravy is runny. It's all like brown water.
Nasty.
Yeah, but that cafeteria food tastes a little bit better than McDonald's these days. Yeah. I went to McDonald's. It's been such a long time, but I remember I ate a McChicken. Mm-hmm. I had like 2 McChickens, and then on the drive home, I had to take a shit before I made it home.
Dang.
I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna be going to McDonald's for a minute.
The thing with McDonald's is the food is not bad. It's just the people that are preparing it. So you have a lot of owners and a lot of store managers that are more concerned about their bottom line than the quality of the food.
That's the problem.
So you have people, because this is speaking from firsthand experience. When you have they're very concerned about the time that people are spending at the window. So in order to combat that, they're dropping more meat and chicken and stuff like that than they need to. So the food is just sitting there. And they also have like timers. Like, this is what happens. Like, when you get the McDonald's job, Carl's Jr. job, whatever, they are putting you through these like little classes, and they're like, okay, when you drop meat, only drop 6 at a time, and then push the button and boom, and when it comes up, whatever, scoop it like this, and then put it in the little warmer. And then if the meat is sitting in the warmer for over 15 minutes, then you have to discard the meat or whatever. What really happens is when that timer goes off, you just reset that mug.
Yeah.
So after 15 minutes, you reset it. And then what ends up happening is somebody probably gets a burger from a patty that's been sitting around for like 30 minutes maybe.
Probably, no, way longer than that.
Yeah. So when when you're when it should only be 15 minutes plus, and people are getting like maybe hour old patty just because the owner doesn't want to discard that because that's money being wasted and things like that. So
I got it. You ever got a patty so like it seemed like it was so old that it was real dark, like it was darker, and it was like cold, and you take a bite, you like, yo, this is racist.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this, you got me one of them nigger burgers back there.
I think that
Here he is. Yeah.
I think that that's the thing. That's why going to places like In-N-Out is much better because
It's fresh, man.
It's fresh. And the only time you get fresh food, like, you ever been to like Wendy's, Carl's Jr., whatever, at like 11 o'clock at night and ain't nobody there? It's
Oh,
just
my
you pulling
God.
up. That's the scariest time because you just don't know how long that food has been sitting there. And you have to tell them. You have to tell them, like, hey, can you make sure this burger is fresh? Can you make sure my
Please.
fries is fresh?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, all right, just pull around or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you sit there and wait. But yeah, it's been times where like I'll pull up late night and you're not really thinking about it. You're like, dang, I'm just hungry. I've been driving or whatever. Like, let me just grab some food real quick. And yeah, you'll go in there and the burger be old, ancient.
Yeah.
Especially the menus on the items on the menu that don't get bought as frequently.
Oh my God.
Like if you go get like a fillet of fish, sometimes you get a fillet of fish and it'd be fresh because they might have just dropped it when you bought it. But a lot of times they'll just drop one and have it sitting in that little heater because people don't really be buying a fillet of fishes. And yeah, you'll get and you'll see it. It's dark, like you said. It's dark. The oil been dried up in there and stuff like that. So
yeah, it'd be certain shit I tell people like when I go to like Ortega's. Like I remember I got my fries. They were still done, but it was some of the fries. It was kind of like how they be like they kind of like hanging a little bit. Like they'll be done, but they're a little bit limp. And they be oily as a motherfucker. So I was like, I don't want that. So I tell them, hey, can I have my fries extra crispy? So by the time you get them, the grease is not saturated into the fry. It's kind of like it's used to cook it.
yeah.
But even if I don't eat fried chicken from restaurants because it upsets my stomach. Not no more. I mean, I used to back in the day, but now as a 40-year-old man, I'll probably shit myself. But I remember the last time I had it from Church's. When your mom moved, and that shit was fire.
Really?
But it tasted like they had cooked it like well done. Like it looked like very brown. The chicken was like really flavorful and stuff. I was like, "Ooh, this is fire." But I've had some other times where I opened a chicken box and the chicken was light skinned.
Oh, dang.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, and chicken, if you don't cook it to a really, and it's not even like the technically perfect temperature.
Right.
It's like the nigga temperature. Like, because it could get like a little, like, how would you say it? Like juicy on the inside.
Right.
Not in a good way. Not like meat that is not dry.
Got you.
But like juicy where it's like the ligaments and stuff is like not cooked.
Bro,
well
you right on the button with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. Recently, it's every blue moon you experience this with like a roasted chicken, where it's juicy and stuff, but then the ligaments is kind of pinkish reddish.
Yeah.
And you like, oh no, I gotta cook this longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta cook this. I gotta cook this longer. This gotta get crispy.
Yeah, I got some wings from Mountain Mike's, a pizza spot.
Yeah.
And it was like that. It was like they needed to cook these mugs a little bit longer.
Yeah, you should have sent that shit back to Mike to finish cooking it.
Yeah.
Mountain Mike fucked your order up. Yeah, Mountain Mike was more like Cliff Johnson.
I knew something was wrong because I was the only person in there. Because usually, and it was Valentine's Day too. I got a heart-shaped pizza.
Was you the only black guy in there?
I was the only customer in there at all.
It's like, let's give him some nigger wings.
Yeah, Mountain Mike's is kind of weird too because I think it's all like Middle Eastern people that own them in town.
Oh, really?
And not that that's weird. I'm just saying like I didn't know I was walking into it. Never mind.
Nah, as soon as Keith opened the door. I mean, down the hula back like a knife. He was like, man,
That's crazy.
this how they doing it in Mountain Mike's? Let's get it.
Yeah. But I've been to one like in a different spot, and in that one I was like, dang, this is what they doing up there.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to them.
I don't give a fuck who makes my food. As long as that shit is good, I do not care.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why I thought about this. This has had like a lasting impression on my mind for some reason. But a long time ago, there was a Magoo's Pizza. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember Magoo's.
Okay, well,
that was right, Brundage.
Brundage?
Yeah, it was one on Brundage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They had another one, and it was over by, it was kind of where, damn it, I don't know what it's called now. I don't know if it's La Villa now or whatever, but it was one on Chester, right? Mm-hmm. Back in the day. And one night, me and my dad went into Magoo's to grab some pizza and some chicken and stuff. It was during football season. This had to be my freshman year of high school. So this was 2000, right? Mm-hmm. So we went up in there and we was waiting on the food, and it was taking a long motherfucking time, like a long time. Mm-hmm. And then this black dude came in there, right? And he looked like he wasn't like real old, but he looked like he's a little older than my pops. Mm-hmm. And he was on crutches, and he's like, "Hey, let me go in on the meal with y'all, man. Let me go in on the meal with y'all. And, you know, we could piece it up and get something to eat."
That's crazy.
And we were like, "Fuck it." So he came and sat down with us, and I guess he was like a Vietnam War veteran, because he was just like, this nigga was having like flashbacks while he was eating at the table.
Dang.
It got so bad. Me and my dad was like, "Hey, we got to get out of here, man."
Really?
Yeah.
Y'all left the pizza or you took it?
No, we took what we brought, but that nigga went full-fledged Vietnam at the table, man.
What was he saying?
He's like, I swear to God, this guy was crazy, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, unfortunately, there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
This nigga was having a full-fledged PTSD episode at Magoo's Pizza.
Yeah.
I was like, should I throw this hot pizza on this thing? That pizza was hot, too. You know what I learned, too, about people with mental health problems? Is like, even with the mental health problems, there's an element of normalcy if you catch them in an episode.
Yeah.
The other day I was getting ready to go to work, and there was a freaking transient person that had like passed out and fell asleep, and I was about to turn my truck on. It's like 5 something in the morning, and I was like, first of all, like, what are you doing in here, right? But anyways, I turned my truck on, and then as soon as I turned my truck on, I went, whoa, right? And you hear him wake up. He's like, swear to God, I'm not playing. My right-handed guy. He's like, and I was like, hey. People are sleeping, man. You can't do that. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry about that, man. I'm sorry about that. That nigga turned so normal when I did that. I could not believe what the fuck I was like, dude, it is literally 5:15 in the morning. That nigga started making helicopter noises at 5:15 in the morning after I woke him up. Oh, man. Well,
That's wild.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, if the price is too high for you, it ain't for you. It's for people that make 100,000.
Yeah. Well, I hope that the customers they're catering to, hopefully you give them more chicken. You know, hopefully you give them more protein than you've been giving everybody else that's been complaining about it. And hopefully you don't keep having these E. coli outbreaks, because then you're going to have to explain why you're charging more money while still getting your customers sick and still giving them baby scoops of chicken.
One thing I'm not going to do is continue to complain about something that I have a choice to go to or not go to, and them never do anything about it and then just keep complaining.
Absolutely.
I feel like if you're a Chipotle customer and you like the food, I think that's cool. But if you feel like they're not doing right by you, then spend your money elsewhere. It's probably some local business that got, type of chicken bowls or something like that you could spend your money with. And they, that's how it is. I mean, even when you're talking about Ortega's or just different local restaurants, a lot of times they be putting fat plates together for a much cheaper price or a comparable price. But what we like to do is just go to the Chipotle's or whatever and complain about the prices and complain about the lack of protein on your plate, and then keep going back and just keep complaining about it. You know?
Yeah. Well, me, I don't go there. So
I'm not talking about you.
Oh, I know.
I'm saying just people in general.
So what I'm saying is I'm going to complain. I'm going to stand up for the American citizens that are buying that shit.
Yeah.
You need to wake up, man. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, anyways, let's move forward. Switching gears. J. Cole. Recently, J. Cole has been one of the most ubiquitous characters that I've seen on all of social media. This guy is everywhere driving in that Honda. And shout out to him. I guess he had mentioned on Twitter before he had did this rollout that he was, he had just put a new motor in his Honda. He was happy about that, and he's been literally driving all over. He was in Baltimore. He was already in North Carolina, correct?
He lives in North Carolina.
Oh, he lives there. So I think he was there in one of the videos. Another one he was in Baltimore, and another one he was in Atlanta. So this guy's moving around. That Honda is getting some good-ass gas mileage, too. I know that for a fact.
I know he had turned it on one time, and you can hear the serpentine belt squeaking.
Yeah, it was squeaking.
I was like, this
yeah,
good.
he's like, yeah, y'all stay cool, man. All right,
Sam
all
was
right.
like,
Oh, my God. It bothers me, though, when people are like, oh, J. Cole want to be normal so bad. This is so performative. He's this, he's that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about J. Cole. I don't know the man, but I can only imagine. Like, just because you become rich doesn't mean you strip your whole life of everything you've ever owned. Mm-hmm. Ludacris still has the same Acura that he drove back in the day.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, he's definitely from time to time, I still drive the Acura for sure. Mm-hmm. And I was like, bro, that's gotta feel so humbling.
Yeah.
Imagine, and you're making fun of them for driving these cars, but like, imagine how much you feel centered as a person who's accumulated over $100 million, and you could still get in a Honda that you was broke in.
Right.
Like it's like that's like where everything started. And J. Cole was talking to one of his fans. I think he was at this restaurant, and he was like, "Yeah," he's like, selfishly, like I wanted that feeling back.
Yeah.
He's like, I wanted to get back in the Honda, and everybody I was in the Honda with back in the day, they in the car with me right now.
Yeah, Ebe and, all of his guys, they just rolling around in Honda, selling CDs out the back of their trunk.
Yeah, and and I think this what's dope, and I got a lot of hate for saying this on one of the comments. I was like, J. Cole fans seem to be very conversational and like laid back, unlike Drake fans. And people was just like, oh, why you got to bring up Drake? Nigga hating on Drake. You can't say something about J. Cole without Drake. And it's like, Drake can't do this. Mm-hmm. Drake cannot do this. And it's because of the messaging. People need to understand that, like, our podcast, like, the way we talk and how we have humor and all of that, over the years, we've accumulated a fan base that understands, like, us. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They have a tone. They understand the tone in which we speak when we say things and when things are satire or when we're taking a serious approach about stuff. And I feel like with J. Cole, the music that he puts out, he sets the tone.
Right.
And a lot of these fans, they like when they talk to him, it's like they're not like, I can't believe it's J. Cole. They're like, yo, J. Cole, God bless you, man. Thank you. You motivated me, man. Now I'm doing this. I got my degree. I started my business. And a lot of it was because of, you, man. It was during the time I was listening to your album every day, Forest Hills Drive, And he's like, yo, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And J. Cole is literally out and about, walking amongst the people, bro. I think that is so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's a few things. Only black people are criticizing somebody that's wealthy driving around in a Honda.
That's crazy, too.
I was telling Eddie the other day, like we were in Beverly Hills for a wedding once, and obviously this is like one of the wealthiest communities in California. And I'm driving through, and you would expect to see like Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis and all these other things, but this is like not new money. You know what I mean? So they driving like Honda Accords, and you're seeing Toyota Camrys and just like regular cars. You know what I mean? And most of them are not even like the newest, latest model. Some of them are like 10 years old, 6, 7 years old. So that's what old money looks like. Old money doesn't look like I need a new car every year. Even like one of my older teachers, he's had, and you know, when you've been teaching for 20 some years, you definitely start to touch over 100,000, pretty easily. And he's been, especially if you take certain classes and you can move across the pay scale and stuff like that. But I remember when I got hired as a teacher, and I went to go see him and say hi and stuff like that. I seen that he had the same car, and I'm like, dang, that's crazy, because a lot of people, as soon as they get a little bit of money, they start getting the latest model of whatever car. But he got the same car. It looks really nice, like it got a CD player in there and stuff like that. The paint looks really nice on it and whatnot, but it's still the same car. And I just think that, I don't know, black people got a different relationship with like vehicles and what wealth looks like. And I think J. Cole, he don't really care about none of that. And he also has the other cars. But yeah, I don't think it's performative to like want to be normal. I think that a lot of people, all y'all niggas talking about him will never be famous, and y'all never be a millionaire. So you never are going to experience what that looks like. And I think that it actually goes along with what he's been preaching the whole time.
Absolutely.
Like if you don't get it, then you don't get it. And that's just how it is. That's how it's going to be for you. This man is talking about his rollout for the fall off is like, he's talking about an experience of what it's like to be rich, what it's like to be in your hometown being rich, and and also like his
100 million, I'm still on the grind.
Yeah, his uncomfortability with being famous. You know what I mean? And wanting, that normalcy, and talking about experiences about how it may be awkward for him to go to a funeral because he's rich, or like, or trying to hide and wearing his hoodie when he's pumping gas because he don't want people, coming up on him and stuff like that. So y'all don't realize, like, like all the stuff that you are criticizing him for, or being, like saying things about, like, it's stuff that he's actually communicated, and he's doing it in an intentional way.
People was busting J. Cole. He was like riding his bike in New York, and another time he got off the bus.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see him get off the bus.
Oh yeah, he said, "Yo, is that J. Cole? He just got off the fucking bus, yo.
Mm-hmm.
That's J. Cole, nigga. That's J. Cole."
Yeah.
And then he just walked off. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, he be moving around like he not like. He be moving around like freaking Andre 3000.
Yeah. The thing that's dope about that too, though, is in that Honda now, like, everybody's gonna be looking for it now. But I think that he's probably been moving around a little bit in that car for a while. Especially the windows is tinted purposely, to protect your identity, bro. You don't need to be out there like that. Mm-hmm. But there was a video of Kendrick Lamar from, I don't know how many years ago it was. He was just like in some random park doing burpees. You remember?
Yeah,
he's doing
that
push-ups.
Was like during the Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Yeah, he was just doing push-ups.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like a lot of these artists, they fight for normalcy. They've made it to a space now where they can't go to the grocery store.
Yeah,
I remember Schoolboy Q talked about it. He says, "I'm an artist. Like, a lot of people know me, but like I'm not too big where I can't go to Target. So I'll be in the Target with like my daughter. You know what I mean?"
But I think that's what I think. Maybe it's intentional. I don't know how intentional it is, but I think that J. Cole is probably trying to create an atmosphere of like normalcy, especially in his hometown.
Yeah,
because I'm sure people in in Fayetteville, and I don't know if he lives in Fayetteville, but I know he's in like North Carolina. But I'm sure people out there like seeing him is just like, they're probably still in awe because he's like, yo, this is my favorite rapper. And they probably don't see him that often, but I think he's trying to create a sense of like, just like, yo, it's regular, it's cool. Like, we could take a picture, whatever, we could chop it up. But, like, I don't got to be on no super celebrity rah-rah like security guard, 5 security guards pushing people out the way when they approach me. Like, you know,
his
I think it's
security
trying to
seem
create
real cool too.
Yeah.
They make themselves known, but they not like pushing people. They're like, hey,
Yeah, they not. Yeah.
I seen some J. Cole fans dapping up his security. Like, you know, dapping up the security and shaking their hand and stuff. I was just like, dang, like, this is just a different atmosphere.
We've never seen that before. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that they probably envy it from both angles, right? Like, there's a lot of people that is like, why is this rich nigga driving around in a Honda? Like, he got a choice. I don't really got a choice. And then there's probably like more wealthier rich people that or rappers that envy that, like, dang, like he get to move around. Like he get to drive around in his Honda and still be cool. I'm little whatever, and if niggas catch me in a Honda, like they'll be flaming me on DJ Academics or on Say Cheese or TMZ or whatever. Like, I can't even be caught in this type situation. So I love the freedom of, like, I wear whatever clothes I want to. Like, I can move around. I could pop up at these colleges. Like, the fans is cool. And, like, people get it. Like, he did the whole week after the rollout. He went back home for Valentine's Day to chill with his family. He said, well, I'm popping out again next week. So, like, they just kind of get it. You know what I mean? And I think that me and Eddie were talking about, like, what could we learn from this situation as far as, like, he going door to door selling CDs.
It's crazy.
Like, literally people pulling up on him using the little tap thing, and he busting out the CDs. And mind you, it's like 19, 18-year-old, 20-year-old kids. They didn't grow up on CDs. They grew up in the streaming era. Yeah. And they still out there buying, physical CDs.
Once somebody bought a CD and he signed it, but they was like he's like, see, they struggling to get the paper off. They don't know how to, like, this is the trick.
Open the CDs.
This is the trick right here. Boom. And I think what's dope about him too is me and him are exactly the same age. So I think it's dope to see, that we're older, but we're still young at the same time. We're, young enough to have, like, a real impact and, people buying it. I think one of the dopest ones I seen, it was a couple that got picked up by J. Cole.
They was playing the CD.
He picked them up like a Uber.
Yeah, he was on Twitter, like, literally, you're like, yo, I'm pulling up on people. We're going to play the first side of the album. He said, DM me or I'll follow you or whatever, and then they communicate. And then he was just literally picking people up. And people was posting it on their stories and stuff like
and the people was like, what the hell? This one girl posted it. I caught it early. She had, I think it was like 250 likes or something. That's pretty early to see a J. Cole video. And she's like, oh my God, y'all, I'm in here with my favorite rapper. We vibing out. And then they was like, what the fuck? Is that J. Cole?
Yeah, it really is. But I think a lot of people, people can learn from this. And not everybody's going to have this experience because he's a musician, right? Yes. So it's performative by nature, right? Like you sell a CD, people listen to it, you do a show in an arena or whatever, and you're performing in front of fans. I don't think an actor has that same relationship with people that like that buy their stuff, I guess you would say. Like, if you go to a movie, it's a little different because it's not like stage plays where a stage play they're going to see you physically in person. In a movie theater, it's just like you create something and then you put it out and then you do it like that. So I don't know if there's a version of it that works for every sort of entertainer. But I think people could learn a lot from this. Like, J. Cole is in a position where he's going to make the best product that he can every time. But he made an album called The Fall Off that sold, 290, 300,000 records the first week. And a lot of the music in some of the records, he's talking about, like, this is the moment where most rappers fall off. Yes. Where he's, like, having people, like, stampede in college campuses to go see him. Yeah. It's some rappers at his age, at 41 years old, is performing at the Kern County Fair.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He just went number one, with his 7th studio album.
Yeah.
And then you mix in like mixtapes and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
that's mind-boggling. Like that somebody at
Yeah.
that level has that level of freedom to be just walking around amongst
Absolutely.
the people.
I think that if your expectations are going to be what's wrong with this album if you don't listen to it right, meaning you shouldn't be listening just for like bops. Like you got to listen for this. A lot of messaging in this album. It's a lot of storytelling in this album. I listened to it thoroughly, like for the first time. I listened to it before, but I listened to it thoroughly on Friday. And one of my favorite tracks, I can't remember what it's called, but he's basically speaking in like a Eminem Dido style form, where he's speaking about like he's calling himself, like he's calling J. Cole, like giving him news, like, yo, I know the wake is on Thursday, this and that. I know you're a big rapper, it'd be awkward, whatever the case.
Oh yeah,
He's acting as if he's somebody from back home. You know what I mean? And
I think that's a real story. Yeah, I don't think it was like that's how I interpreted it. Yeah, I didn't think that it was like that. I thought it was like one of his real friends, like actually seeing him, like, yo, I know it would be awkward for you to show up to this funeral, because that's the song where he's, I think the undercover gay dude passes away.
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
So he's speaking from referencing real scenarios then. Yeah, I thought that was a powerful song.
Yeah.
But it spoke to his inability or his lack of properly reaching out to friends. In addition to like the friends just letting them know, like, I don't want nothing from you. I just want you to come holler at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but that shows the respect that people have for him too. Like,
I'm not calling you for no cash.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I know that you my dog, and whenever I see you, it's love. But I don't even want to hit you up because I don't want you thinking that I want something from you.
Right.
I just want to check on you and see how you doing.
Yeah, I thought that was. I think to make music like that, or to have that messaging speaks to your character. He also he says like I forgot what it was. I gotta think about it. Like even when he says it's the song, there's no such thing as a life that's better than yours.
Love yours.
Yeah, love yours. He also mentions in there like no disrespect. To
people cashing minimal checks.
Yeah, minimal checks and living in debt. Like he's letting you know he's not slighting you. He's not trying to come at you with some, I'm rich and I'm trying to act performative. But like, this is what it is. And I feel like this current landscape of his career now is no different.
Yeah.
He's in the Honda, but it's because he never got rid of it. Like and if you pay attention to a superstar or a musician or whatever in the infancy of their career, it's really bad. Like Tiffany Haddish used to sleep in her Geo Metro. Like if I ever had a conversation with Tiffany Haddish, I'd be like, you came a long way from sleeping in that Geo Metro. Can you describe what you felt as you slept in that car? Did you believe in your dreams still during those moments? Because Jay Leno also slept in his car. There's a lot of people that were homeless and, down on their luck. J. Cole was on the brink of homelessness because he didn't have no money to pay his fucking rent.
Yeah.
But, the landlord allowed...
Muhammad let him stay in there.
Yeah, Muhammad let him stay there. And then once he became, a big artist, that's another thing, too, what I noticed. We'll move on. But some of the best artists get in situations where they are given grace, and that grace allows them to become the star. Logic was another one. He had a guy that was became a close friend, and he moved in with him. And the guy had a regular 9-to-5 job, but he agreed to help Logic, and he took him in and he allowed Logic to just make music. And Logic was like, "Yo, let me just do this, man. Like I got to make it in hip hop. I cannot have a job. I got to do this full time."
Yeah.
And he says, "Once I get on, I'll take care of you. Don't even worry about it. I will take care of you, bro." And then he got on and kept his promise.
Yeah. That's fire.
And I thought that was beautiful. Like Logic had to be given grace. J. Cole had to be given grace. Like, there's a certain aspect of when hard work meets talent, and also hard work and luck. Because there's a certain amount of luck, but that the probability starts to swing in your and you're way more when you have worked hard to get there.
I think that there's like there's some people that like that really take on the persona of like what it is to be a celebrity, like the cliche version of it. Mm-hmm. And then there's some guys that are just so talented that it's all about the work, you know, and they just so happen to be like really talented. So therefore, like when you're one of the best at doing whatever, like whether it's like writing a screenplay or singing or rapping or whatever, people are going to pay you handsomely for that talent. But still underneath all of that, they're just like regular human beings. And I think that's like very rare. You know, I think about like the pandemonium that Michael Jackson caused when he would just like, people would recognize Michael Jackson with like, you could like with a shiesty on, you know what I mean?
Oh
like,
my God.
They would just know it's Michael Jackson, and then it would just be like, you know, droves of people.
People used to faint at those fucking.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a world where Michael Jackson could move around like this.
Nah.
But I do think that there's something to it. Like J. Cole is like, he's one of the biggest rappers in the world.
Yeah.
You know, and he's still able to do this. But I think it's like you said,
I don't know if Michael could do it because he can't be in public grabbing dick like that.
That's crazy.
That nigga be on the streets like,
That's crazy.
Like, damn, Michael going crazy.
But I just think that it says a lot like about the type of people that you kind of the type of people that become fans of you by way of like what you put out into the world. So yeah,
100%, man. Huge shout out to J. Cole. That's a person I would literally love to sit down and talk to one day.
Yeah,
I'm going to speak that into existence.
Yeah.
J. Cole, I'd love to sit down and have a conversation with you. Mm-hmm. You know, from one elder millennial to the other. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be an all-time interview for us for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I could do that interview without any preparation, just to sit down and talk.
Yeah, I think even beyond the interview would just be like, you know, like a cordial relationship, you know, because it's a lot that you can learn from like.
Absolutely.
Just the way he, like, all of his rollouts are dope. Like even for the off season, just the basketball thing, like the nigga went to another country, like he hooping, like, you know, it just had a whole energy around it. Now with the fall off, you got the trunk sale and riding around. Like,
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna say this shit before it happens. I want everybody to listen. J. Cole is gonna give that Honda away. J. Cole is gonna give that Honda away to one of his fans. After he does his rollout, one of his fans is gonna have that car.
When I thought about it, I was thinking that it's going to end up in a museum one day. Like some sort of hip hop, you know, like they got the trap museum. And I don't know if like that would be it, but just like, cause you got to think like when you go to, like I went to the Academy Award Museum and then they have like the Godfather, like thing in there and the little thing. And they got like the little, it's like a little mold that Marlon Brando would wear when he was playing the Godfather. They got like different suits and like books and things like that. So I think something like that would be like perfect to go into.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, possibly. Mm-hmm. We'll see though. Mm-hmm. We'll see how that works. But I can see both of those things, but just the way, the energy that I'm seeing here, I feel like, you know, I think he's going to let somebody have that Honda. Mm-hmm. All right, switching gears. La Russell, the rapper La Russell speaks on Lil Wayne. Some people didn't find this to be a very popular opinion, but let's see what you guys think.
I had a moment in my journey where I had grew a disdain for Wayne just because I started listening to everything. Like, I started maturing as a human, and I'm like, damn, this nigga wasn't talking about nothing for a long time. And
I
like,
think that's
you.
what
I
his
asked him
argument
about that.
was.
He
and,
said-
you know, like as someone who like grew up in these communities
Right.
and grew up with homies who I seen want to be bloods because they following Wayne and want to be gangster and want to shoot all the gun bar and shit.
Right.
Like I've seen the negative that he contributed to the community, and I had to look like, man, what are the songs where he really talked about something and gave? And out of 1,000-song catalog, you know, it's minute on this end.
It's like Georgia Bush.
And
Right.
that do bother me. Man, Tie My Hands.
That's
One
what
of
I
the
was gonna
greatest
say.
records
Tie
that-
My Hands
right?
is the only one I
and
can
that,
think
and,
of.
and that's the thing. It's like if I hug you once, but I slap the shit out you 1,000 times, you know, your affinity for me is going. You're probably gonna remember me for
Right.
this. And a lot of people don't. You know, as I mature, a lot of my old favorite artists, I'm now like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, I love you because I learned how to rap to you, but when you look at the contribution, it's like, man, you know, I had a moment in my...
Yeah, I personally agree with that. I think as we all get older, there's certain things we unsubscribe to or subscribe to. Like, you want to call that man the GOAT, you know, like he's a GOAT, but he ain't talking about shit. Like, if it wasn't talking about like a gun reference, it was talking about eating pussy or drinking syrup or whatever it was. It wasn't talking about shit. Now, Wayne had a run. He absolutely did the Dedication 2 and all of those, you know. And then it was like the messaging started to get dangerous. I feel like dying. It's like, this shit was not, there was no real contribution. It was dope music. But at some point, you got to grow up, man. At some point. And when there's no growth there, then it's like it's hard for me to call you the greatest or something, because all the greatest, whether it's athletes or whatever, they added elements to their game. You know, Michael Jordan developed more of a post game at the end of his career. You know, Kobe, same thing. Jordan, Kobe. You know, even LeBron probably, you know, moved the ball more, facilitated, got people open, things of that nature. You add elements to your game. It's no different than adding elements to your life as you mature as a man. Now, I know me and Keith crack jokes on here and things like that, but at the same time, when you look at our lives individually, there's a lot of things that we've unsubscribed to.
Yeah.
That's part of growing as a person. You can't. This man's in his 40s and he's still talking about drugs. Like, bro, drugs have not done you any favors. Lil Wayne looks like stir-fried shit. Have you seen that guy lately?
Yeah.
Lil Wayne looks like he got electrocuted and then he recovered and then they electrocuted him again. That's how Lil Wayne looks. Double electrocuted. He's got one big dreadlock. You see that dreads, man? He got one big dreadlock coming out the side of his head. It's crazy. And I don't want to, like, but all I'm saying is when you keep these things up, your thoughts and your messaging become things. Your thoughts become things. They will manifest into a reality, and that's who you are. And I don't want to speak negatively about Ray J. Ray J is going through some serious medical thing. But I guess they also mentioned that Ray J was drinking a lot of alcohol and was involved doing drugs and stuff. This shit's cool. It's real cool when you're young. When you're young and you're sniffing coke and all kinds of shit, everybody's like, oh, this guy's cool, man. He's just a party guy. He's just a party guy. Can you tell me how that worked out for Charlie Sheen? How'd that work out for Charlie Sheen? That guy's got HIV, man. He's doing better, though. He seems like a sharp guy, but like there is a very, very rough road you'll go down if you don't fix it. But to make a long story short, because I was just blabbing.
He took it somewhere.
I took it all over the place. But in regards to Lil Wayne, I agree. He wasn't talking about shit.
I think for me, there was a moment where like Lil Wayne was like probably my favorite rapper, and I think I've had that epiphany as well, and not in a disrespectful way. I think that you kind of grow and you realize like, dang, this nigga Lil Wayne, like he's super creative. Like, how did you come up with that line and all these things and the mixtape run and all this stuff and Carter 2 and the Carter 3. I mean, all the Carters, 1 through, maybe not all the Carters, maybe 1 through 3 where you just like, yo, this is probably like the best rapper alive. And but then you like, I think what Lil Russell might have been experiencing was like when you listening to Lil Wayne and you're comparing him to like Jay-Z or you're comparing him to Kanye West. With Kanye West, a lot of his things talking about growing up poor and growing up with his mom, and like he made songs like Dear Mama, he made songs like Jesus Walk. Like these are like Negro spirituals in a sense. You got Jay-Z, whose whole 444 album was about like him cheating on his wife and, therapy and, just maturing. And you got Lil Jay-Z talking about like how the absence of his father contributed to a lot of his behavior and all these things, like just like very mature, like elite level rapping, but also like actually some substance to it. J. Cole, of course, Kendrick, of course, like these are guys that have, been the elite rappers, but also substance in there. But then you have like the conscious rap. Like back in the day, it used to be like conscious rap and like gangster rap. Like it was all separated. But now it's like in order to be elite, you got to have like some conscious and, and all that stuff incorporated in your music. But yeah, I do remember listening to Lil Wayne one day and being like, dang, dog, like this is just good rapping. Like it ain't really nothing going on here. I'm not learning anything. And then it was like a treat when, they mentioned the song like Georgia Bush.
Right.
It was a treat when we got to hear Lil Wayne actually like show that he cares about the levees breaking and, and Katrina and things like that. Because like, if you could do both, like if you could just rap about whatever and make it sound cool, like we would appreciate the more conscious efforts a little bit more. But when it's just mostly like just rapping Lil good Wayne raps, I just think that we don't really we just, as you mature, like as you get older, and you like, my life is changing. I'm in college now, or I got a job now, or I got I got some kids on the way, or, my baby mama tripping. Like you kind of lean on your favorite artist to like give you that story or that the words of wisdom. But when it's not there, it's just like, oh, okay. You could see why like is, me and Eddie were talking about how J. Cole has a fan base that kind of grows with him. And then he also has a fan base that are young. That's like, they're not growing with him, but they're growing with his catalog. Like they can go back to Friday Night Lights and be like, yo, I'm in college now, and now I'm older and I got kids and I got, I just graduated and got my master's and I'm experiencing these same things that he went through. But when you kind of sift through Lil Wayne's catalog, you start to see like, one, like the rapping was really dope. But then you start to see like the inconsistencies in like the stuff that he was talking about. Because, at one point, I remember at one point, I was like, Lil Wayne would always be like, I got shot. Like, I got shot and you could see the proof.
Yeah.
And you were thinking like, this nigga was like, shoot, pop, 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 and then he just got hit,
He
and
shot
then it was
himself
like,
when he's a kid.
But he shot his, and that's when I was like,
and a cop saved his life.
Yeah,
that's the most not gangster shit I've ever heard.
That's why I was like, dang, like it kind of hurts your heart when you realize like you invested so much time in listening to all these lyrics, and then you start to see like the inconsistencies.
Yeah, and then Lil Wayne seemed like he would like embed like messaging, something like something almost like some deep messaging, and then just say some bullshit right after. Like, I can't believe that the levees broke down. I'ma eat that pussy up until she falls to the ground. You like, dang. This nigga Lil Wayne, this nigga talked about the levees breaking down and then eating pussy right after that. I'm like, man. One of my most funniest memorable lines from freaking Lil Wayne was like, wake up early in the morning, eat that pussy like cold pizza. I was like, that was crazy.
That's funny, dog.
Yeah, that's
funny stuff, man.
Oh my God. Lil Wayne, what's crazy is he wasn't doing anything special, but there was a time where he was just taking other people's beats and rapping over them, and we was like, yo, this shit harder. Lil Wayne's is harder than the other song. And it's like, bro, he's literally just taking other people's, production and rapping over it.
Yeah.
And we was like, that was like the most craziest shit to us. We was like, yo,
He was gassing. No, I'm not gonna act like he wasn't rapping crazy.
he was rapping crazy, but it's like that the Lil Wayne era for me it started like from like 2000 and I'm gonna say from 05 to 2010. Yeah. I'm gonna say he had a strong 5 years. I'm gonna say Wayne had a strong 5 years where he was like that guy.
I think what always happens in most people's career, whether it's really whatever entertainment, is that the masses always catch on late. So Carter One, I mean, you got Hot Boys and all that, but when he was a solo artist, Carter One comes out June 2004, and Carter One is dope. Sometimes I'll still throw it on. To me, the Carter Two was like, yo, this dude is dope. Like, I don't know how everybody don't get it. Like, the album is fire. Like, he's rapping really well. Like, but he's still kind of bubbling. Like, people know who he is, but he's still kind of like, not like considered like the guy. But the album was really great. Yeah. And then the Carter 3, he was out of there. So that's what I say. Like, a lot of times, like, artists make their best body of work. Even with, like, if you look at Michael Jackson, like, Off the Wall, people think that Off the Wall is better than Thriller. I don't personally believe that, but a lot of people do think that. But Off the Wall was so great that the next time when he rolls out, he got those latecomers to Off the Wall, and then a bunch of new fans, and then they just, they hop on. So that's kind of like, I compare that to like the Carter 3 and the Carter 2 and Off the Wall and Thriller.
Yeah, one of my, what card was that? The Carter 4, was it? Where Mega Man?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that.
I used to sub that. I had the 212s.
Yeah.
Doom. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
And what was President Carter? Was that on 4?
President
Carter. President Carter.
That
President
4.
Carter. President.
I don't think
Carter.
that was on 3.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Yeah, that was that came out of 2012,
maybe
12. Because I remember when that shit came out. Me and you was
11.
When that shit came out in 12. Me and you was doing football drills.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that shit? We used to be over at the school doing drills. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, 2011.
11.
Yeah, August 2011.
Yep.
I remember that because I was at BC.
You was at BC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You was playing. I think you was playing football.
Not yet.
I
played the next year.
You played next year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you went out there and was playing football that year.
Yeah.
That's a trip.
That year we was playing football, that's when 2 Chainz was like the hottest thing smoking.
He was good. Yeah.
He had that song. What's that song he had?
Oh man,
I can't even think of it.
Was it my birthday? The birthday song?
That one, but not that one. It was another one that we was just played out all the time.
Oh my goodness, damn it!
I can't even think of it. I have to look it up.
That mixtape he had before all this shit went off was fire though.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was crazy. I'm trying to think. If you go there, it's gonna pop up on his discography.
I'm different.
I'm different, man. I'm different.
Pull up to the scene.
Yeah.
What
What
that
year was
used
that?
to go crazy.
What year was
That's
that?
2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
That shit was
based on a true story.
Yeah, that album was fire though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that.
Yeah.
What's crazy about him though is like his career didn't really pop. Like he was known as Titty Boy before that, but his solo career didn't go crazy till he was almost 40. He was 36.
That's crazy, bro.
That's why, like, when I see young people saying dumb shit, it's this dude named Ben the Don. Have you heard of him, the streamer? This light-skinned dude named Ben the Don.
Ben the Don. I probably know him if I see him.
It was some girl that was on the stream with him, and she was like, "How old are you?" He was like, 38. She was like, "Woo!" And then he was like, "Oh, okay," and people was in the.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you see him?
Yeah, see, I know who he is.
Okay. Well, somebody in the comments is like, these like people gotta like these old dudes, these old heads need to just stop doing streaming. That's for young people. Like, what? You guys are not interesting. First of all, you're not interesting. Like,
I will say, not that what she said is correct. But he kind of carried himself like a young, like a YN. He got YN, and not YN in the like a traditional sense, like a thug or whatever. But like he be like dressing like the young guys with the chains, and he do dress. He like I think if you told people your age, I don't think that they would be surprised by how you carry yourself. And same thing with me. Like I don't really got like young nigga energy. Like I act my age, So, so I was surprised myself, but not in a way where like, dang, nigga, you old, but more so like, oh, I thought you kind of move like a younger.
You're
dude.
right. You're right. Because I think he has some video. He's like, everything in my closet is chrome hearts, chrome heart jeans, got chrome hearts. Just number chrome heart. It's like, bro, you're fucking almost 40. I'm not.
And he's funny though. Like
he's
I
a funny
like him
guy
as a streamer.
I don't want to be that guy, but telling people what they should wear and not wear. It's just that like as you get older, you care less and less about materialistic stuff. This nigga got number chrome hearts, and these jeans are not cheap, dude. These jeans are like $1,500.
That's crazy.
$6,000. Like it's wild, and all
Regular
it is
jeans that ain't chrome heart is expensive. So
yeah,
I
it's like,
imagine,
dude.
like, what that
I was complaining because I bought a new pack of underwear the other day. It was almost $30.
God dang.
I'm like, yo, I might as well just not wear underwear anymore.
Hey, I got some. Some beefy tees. They like the Hanes. Like
those are good shirts,
luxury.
man.
Yeah, because I've been on a hunt for like quality.
Where'd you get them at Walmart?
No, I got them on Amazon.
Oh,
but
I need to go get some.
I've been on a hunt for like some quality white T-shirts. Because what happened? Like I just got some
Target.
Yeah, I like those. I mean, but I don't love those. I like them. But
You know what I'm talking about, right?
You talking about the Target brand? Not the Target brand.
I know
but
what you mean.
But is that the brand you're talking about?
Yes. Fuck. Oh, what is his name? Good something?
Good Company?
It might be Good Company. It could
Yeah. No, that's LaRussell. That's LaRussell.
Well, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, whatever. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I don't love those ones either. But I bought some Gildan, but like the quality Gildan,
Ring spun cotton?
No, not in the cotton. It's like a certain number they have like a numbering
Codes.
system.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's the one that I bought was like the thicker, cotton one. The only thing is with that was that the neck started to get like a little brown ring around it for some weird reason. And even if I washed it, I'll soak it or whatever, and it just kept having it. So I was like, that's not.
This
that's
nigga
not
Keith Dirty, he need to get that African net spun.
That was funny.
It's Goodfellow is the name of the company.
Goodfellow, yeah.
I like those shirts.
Yeah, those are cool. But one thing that like I'm doing like the longevity test. You know what I mean? Like
BFT is where it's at. That's good shirts.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like so far, I got one wear out of it. I'm gonna wash it, see how it looks. On the second one. One thing what was happening with the Gildan too was it started to become like how would you say it like it didn't have that smooth finish to it. It started to become like real like cottony. If that makes sense.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but like it just like the threads started to kind of become like unwoven or
the
something.
beefy T-shirts, I could attest that they're good shirts because I had a beefy tee. We're talking about I had it in 7th grade. I had a beefy tee in 7th grade. It was a blue one, and I was still wearing that shirt. I'm not even bullshitting you. I was still wearing that shirt by my junior or senior year in high school.
Dang, a blue one?
It was a blue one, but it was like it looked a little oxidized looking.
Yeah,
It went from being blue to like being like I don't know what color you would call it, like a very off blue. But it fit so good that even though I got bigger and older, it just like filled out.
Yeah,
It's weird.
That's dope.
It's weird.
Yeah, it should grow with you. Like that's the thing with like those Gildan tees. I didn't even have them for like more than not even a year.
And they just done.
Because it's my second year teaching. So like, and yeah, I would say unless I like doctor them up, you know what I mean? Like soak them, OxyClean and stuff like that, and bring it back to life. But And then the neck started to look a little thick too. But it's the Gildan Hammer adult T-shirts.
Ooh, okay.
Style GH000.
Yeah, those codes matter, man. Because they have the ring spun cotton version of certain shirts, and it's like the way they fit. They've got this thickness to them to where it doesn't feel like too thick. It's kind of hard to explain. They feel like quality though. Like it's like when you put it on, you could tell like, okay, this shirt is definitely.
This ain't the Gildan that's just like they be using for the screen printed team T-shirts.
Right,
this
right.
Is something different. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, man. All right. Well, we can move on.
Shout out to LaRussell, man.
Yeah,
Keeping
shout out
it
to
real.
Russell, man. Switching gears. A restaurant owner, basically, let me just pull this up. Restaurant owner turns off Bad Bunny halftime show and turns on Ice Ice Baby. So I guess he's alluding to something racist. Scottsdale bar owner manager accused of racism after an incident during that Super Bowl halftime show. Let me see here. God, I got to read the. I don't feel like reading the names. There are plenty of anticipation for the game itself, but also for the halftime show, which featured Puerto Rican singer Bad Bunny singing in Spanish, but at Casa Amigos, that's the name of the restaurant, Casa Amigos, right in the heart of Old Town. The crowd didn't hear much of his performance. Just as Bad Bunny started performing, the audio of the Super Bowl broadcast abruptly cut out. Footage posted on TikTok shows the moment it happened. The video feed of Bad Bunny plays on the screen behind the DJ stand. The general manager of the restaurant appears to direct the DJ to replace the audio with a remix of 1990s rap song Ice Ice Baby. Let me see. Let's see if it pops up. This is freaking terrible.
A remix?
Yeah, hold on. What the fuck? It's not pulling up what I... That's weird. Anyways. Is it going to pull it up? Is that it? Anyways, we're just going to have to pass that because it's not pulling it up. Anyways, he played Ice Ice Baby, alluding to, the ICE, the federal police. And it says, Kim Hunt was not there, but when she saw the video on TikTok, she was furious. Hunt's in his early 30s and lives in Scottsdale, where she's a full-time social media content creator. She saw the GM's choice of Ice Ice Baby as a blatant message of support for Trump's administration, immigration, and custom enforcement raids, which have often targeted the Latino community. Kim Hunt, I'm Latino myself, and I just found it incredibly hypocritical that someone who is the GM of a Spanish-named bar called Casa Amigos was so irate that the halftime show was in Spanish when his entire profitability is based on Latino culture. And that's the problem. It's crazy how people have no issue, and black people, we go through this as well, where the profitability of something like hip hop or whatever, there's a lot of artists getting signed to at least predatory deals. There's all kinds of shit going on. There's people who will learn the latest hip hop dance, or they'll be, whatever the case, have a favorite rapper and still have the nerve to be racist. So it's like you can indulge in someone's culture, but when it comes time to actually care about those people, you don't care about them. Like you name your whole restaurant Casa Amigos, a Spanish-themed bar/restaurant, and then when a actual Latino is performing at the halftime show, you turn the volume down. I mean, that doesn't make any fucking sense. That's like being racist, playing Ice Ice Baby, and then saying, "Oh man, it's Taco Tuesday, bro. Let's have some drinks." Like that's why racism is hilarious because it's the absence of thought. Like you're so stupid. There's a true like anybody that's halfway smart would not be racist simply because these things don't add up. But you couldn't take a 15-minute halftime show. My God.
I had one of my coworkers, and I didn't get too deep into it because I was like, I don't know if this is a true thought or if this is going to start getting a little bit, into the racist territory. But he was like, man, I just felt like the halftime show was really long. Like, it was just too long. And I was like, yeah, okay. See that? Yeah.
He was just testing your energy.
Yeah, I was like, you're not gonna catch me. You don't. And I'm also not going to engage with you on this because I don't want you saying nothing crazy. But yeah, I think that's the thing with racism since the beginning of time. Like, you got slave owners that would, think of black people as lesser than, while also like sleeping with black women and having like
Not sleeping with them, forcibly sleeping with them.
yeah, forcibly
Disgusting.
sleeping with black women, and having children. You know what I mean? So I just think that racism it is never going to make sense, especially now. Like, there's too much cultural influence that's kind of spread across different sectors. So you got like hip hop music everywhere. You got, like you said, Mexican restaurants and things like that are not owned by Mexicans and owned by white people and all this other stuff. Or the store manager might be white, whatever the case may be. It's just too much crossing of cultures for people to be, racist in that sense. So you got people that may not like Asians, but they drive in, Japanese cars and things like that. So it's just like, it's almost dumb to be like that, because you're always going to have some type of hypocritical behavior if you live in here in America.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just think that I'll say this before we move on, because I think purposely we've tried to not speak much about politics throughout the whole existence of this podcast over the last freaking 8 years, basically. And I just think things have become so volatile that like we've had no choice but to speak about these matters. And in this case, you got people that are still defending the current administration, regardless of the countless victims that have came forward, that are speaking their piece, that are not being heard. They don't care about women or children. This is just morally bankrupt men. And you got people like this that are turning off Bad Bunny. You're more mad about Bad Bunny than the fact that there are women who have not been, who have not gotten justice.
Yeah.
And it's just like, bro, I don't respect you as a man. Like, if you say, well, you know what? If my political choice bothers you, then no, it's not about your political choice. This is about morality now.
Yeah.
It's not about left or right, Democrat, Republican. I want them all to be accountable. Anybody that is in there, whether it's the Clintons, Trump, whoever, lock them all up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, dude. This is just bad, and the fact that people still found a way to be racist during a time in history where, how will you be remembered, man? Like, if you look at like books like The Diary of Anne Frank, like during the time when Anne Frank was in the basement, like during that time, there was somebody
She was in the attic.
In the attic, excuse me. I said the basement.
Mm-hmm.
During this time, somebody would have probably called ICE on her.
Mm-hmm.
But they literally hid her in the attic to stop her from being captured by the German soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But how will you be remembered? Now, no, Anne Frank, she wrote that book now. It's like a critically acclaimed, huge book. But that's only because she got to survive. And people were on the right side of history.
No, she didn't survive. She got captured.
Well, at the end of the book?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a book. It's more of just her journal entries.
Her journal entry?
Yeah. Okay. And don't fact check. We should probably fact check that. But yeah, I think she. I think that's how the story ends, where the Nazis come and grab her or whatever.
Let's see.
Shows how much I was paying attention. And
it's been a long time. I've read some books.
Anne Frank.
Yeah, Anne Frank was caught on August 1944 after 761 days in hiding. The secret annex at this Amsterdam was raided by German SD officer, and her family, her four sisters, were arrested and subsequently sent to concentration camps with only her father, Otto Frank, surviving. Oh, she died in the camp.
She died at 15 years old.
Oh, my God.
At the concentration camp. Man. Oh, man.
Yeah, she survived 751 days.
I don't know. Like, Eddie, you always talk about it, how the best opportunity for civilization to correct itself is for just asteroids to hit the world.
That's it.
There's so many heinous things that have happened to just regular people.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, like why these things still happen, why this or why the people connected to certain things are still living. It's just it's so crazy to me. And then people like to justify these things or like to say like certain things are not so bad. Like the thing about that is like when it comes to the reason why the Diary of Anne Frank is something that kids read in high school, one, to learn about it, but two, to understand that like that girl was the same age as you guys, or she was probably younger than some of you guys, like when we read it in high school and stuff like that. And I kind of wish, I was more of a reader back then, but, that stuff is like, but you have to document this stuff because if not, then people are just going to sweep it under the rug like they do now. Like in a few years, if we didn't have cameras around when ICE was shooting people in the face and stuff like that, then the winners, would be able to not say anything about it. Like they would just, talk about a time where, ICE was doing, what it's supposed to do in American history and all these things. And they cleaned up the country and got all the drug dealers and the bad ones out. But in reality, they were shooting American citizens in the face.
Yeah, I think that there's a common theme throughout American history or just world history in general of these things happening. Because, this obviously the camps, but it didn't stop there. It even did it here in America with the internment camps. Remember, I've mentioned on the podcast a few times that I graduated in 2003, but I graduated with a lot of elderly Japanese people who were imprisoned forcefully due to what had happened in Pearl Harbor. But here's a brief one. During World War II, the United States forcibly relocated and incarcerated about 120,000 people of Japanese descent in 10 concentration camps operated by the War Relocation Authority, mostly in western interior of the country. About 2/3 were U.S. citizens, which, like, even being a U.S. citizen did not save you.
Yeah.
So this is not what we're seeing with ICE is not new. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why history is repeating itself is because people don't know the history. Mm-hmm. It was intentionally kept out of textbooks, and it was intentionally kept out of the hands of students so they didn't learn. I didn't even know what a lynching was in high school. They didn't even show it. Mm-hmm. The amount of lynchings and burnings that happened to black people, that we didn't learn about Emmett Till in high school. We didn't learn about any of those things. These horrible narratives that have happened were, and we gotta say this blatantly. We can't pull any punches. We got love for the white folks, bro, but back in the day, y'all was doing some horrible shit. It was white mobs of people killing people. That is a historical fact. Mm-hmm. And it's a thing that a narrative that continues to play itself out. Mm-hmm. We didn't learn about it. Mm-hmm. So then as time progresses, we just are like, oh, America, we've never done anything like that. It's like, yeah, we did. We've done it a lot.
Growing up in America is like finding out your dad used to step out on your mom's.
Oh, yeah. It's like as a black person in America, I think that when you are a proud American as a black person, it comes from a different place. It comes from the fact that your ancestors fought for you to be here.
Yeah, it's not the same pride.
It's not the same pride. Yeah. It's a lot different. Mm-hmm. Because if you just told us you should just be proud that you live in America, so you want me to be proud at the fact that my ancestors got raped? Is that what you want me to be proud about? Because I know my history, unlike a lot of people. I opened historical books that told us about Thomas Edison and all those fucking black kids he had that he also turned into slaves. The fact that George Washington had the teeth of slaves in his mouth, right? That all these things are written in diaries. You guys need to, if you get a chance, you need to go check out Christopher Columbus's diary, bro. It is just disgusting. This nigga said in the diary, like, these people are so pleasant. They're so giving and so kind, they would make perfect slaves. That's what the nigga said in his diary. We didn't get taught this shit in school, and because we are ignorant to it, like, some of these narratives or some of these things get to repeat themselves because we don't know it.
I mean, I think that's part of the reason, like, why people don't know that Puerto Rico is part of the United States of America.
Puerto Rico got colonized 2 different times.
But they don't like. There's no conversation around how it was how it became U.S. territory.
Absolutely.
You know? So you mad at Bad Bunny for performing at the Super Bowl, and calling him, saying that he's not American and all these things when you guys don't even know that, your ancestors is the ones that captured his ancestors and made it U.S. territory.
It's ridiculous. Like, and what's crazy is I think it became U.S. territory in a very late, was it the late 1800s?
I think so.
Huh?
I think so.
Yeah, it was something crazy. But beforehand, they had been colonized by
Spain.
By Spain. So that was in the 1400s, I think it was. And then the next time it was the United States. This is weird.
Crazy.
It's very weird. It's so many things that have happened throughout American history and world history. Mm-hmm. One of them too is like West Palm Beach. I learned about this like quite a while back, but not too long ago. West Palm Beach was literally, the infrastructure was built by black people, and then after they built it up, they burnt. There was a living quarters called the Sticks in West Palm Beach, and it was for all the black people that were working there. Mm-hmm. And then once they finished building, up the infrastructure, they burnt down all of the buildings that the black people were like living at, the living quarters. They burned them down, and then they kicked them out.
That's crazy.
West Palm Beach was built on the backs of black people. And nobody knows this stuff. They're like, oh, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to West Palm Beach. It's so great. It's beautiful over there. Not knowing that you are literally at a crime scene. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
That's how growing up, especially here in California.
Yeah.
I feel like in school you get a little bit of, like the real history. Mm-hmm. I remember going to these Catholic missions on field trips, and you would be walking through like places where there were slaves and all kind of things, and you kind of get the real history. Obviously, you're too young, so you can't really, they're not gonna be talking too greasy, but yeah, like that's kind of how it is. Like you're going on field trips to these places where these Spaniards are like forcing people to become Christians and things like that. And it's like, what?
Yeah, heck? Spain, here it is. Spain colonized, and when we say colonized, let's be very clear what colonization was. It was rape and torture. So Spain colonized Puerto Rico starting in 1508 following Christopher Columbus' arrival and claim of the island, named by Borriquín de Taino. On November 19th, 1493, Juan Ponce de Leon established the first Spanish settlement in 1508, initiating over 400 years of Spanish colonial rule until 1898. So they had 400 years of colonial rule until 1898 when the U.S. basically recolonized them.
Yeah,
Puerto Rico has been colonized twice. So when Bad Bunny is up there performing and you mad at him not calling him American, his people got colonized fucking twice.
That's the crazy part too. Like, even if you think about Jamaica, like a lot of people don't think about Jamaica as like them black people getting there from Africa because it's super cultural. Right. You know what I mean? They have their own accent and things like that. But them is transported black people that got there. They just were able to kind of gain their independence, by means of, I'm sure, like force. But outside of that, like that's the only reason, they got there. What would be dope one day is if, like, the U.S. just gave Puerto Rico their independence and they can just, become their own country, and then you wouldn't have to worry about all this nonsense be called, not understand that they're part of, the U.S. territory and stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is bad. Yeah, and then it's bad over there. They don't allow them to export stuff, which is crazy. Puerto Rico, they got all kinds of mangoes and everything. They don't allow them to export, which is wild. But anyways, excuse me, we got to kind of wrap it up, man. I got to get out of here. You might have to jump over the Tony Ayo thing.
All right, that's fine.
Jump over that. And let's see what else we got here. You want to just jump to the HGTV?
Yeah.
Let's do that and wrap this thing up because I got to get going. I got to go to work in the morning. I got to do my job, folks. All right, switching gears. HGTV star Nicole Curtis is receiving backlash after using a racial slur and asking the crew to delete the footage. So let me go ahead and pull it up here.
Why? It's my last one. Oh, fart nigger. What the fuck is that I just said? Nick, you gotta, can you kill that? No, I know 35 minutes. Oh, fuck my life.
I have never, I have no idea what a fart nigger is. I don't know what that is. And somebody was laughing when she said it. Somebody with a cartoon laugh in the background. You know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to get mad at her. I'm going to tell you why. Because this is how people really talk. And that's inexcusable. However, she's like, oh, my God, take that down. And it's like, nah, that's how you really talk. Like me and Keith, we will have satirical takes on like cracking a joke on somebody else, right? Like it'll be a racial joke, but it'll be something that's based in satire. I don't have like, how do you say it? I don't have these microaggressions that are built in where I just say a slur for no reason. I don't do any of that. I wasn't raised that way. Me and Keith don't move like that. But I just want to know what a fart nigger is. I have no idea where that came from. But yeah, she knew what she was doing. And I think that video was released later. But I think that video was probably kept as leverage, probably. It's like, hey, if you don't get my paycheck at this time, I'm releasing that video. So, because there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way that you let that get out. But it did get out, and she lost everything.
Good. Yeah. I don't think you really accidentally say, like,
No.
the N-word.
Morgan Wallen, same shit with him.
Yeah. I think that she's getting everything that she deserves, Like you said, when to put those two words together in that way, like, I say nigga not all the time, but I say, like, enough. And I've never put those two words together.
No.
So for you to, like, that's like a very specific lingo that somebody was probably using. That's probably like some Southern, like, lingo that racist people was putting together or whatever. Like, I never heard that before. So
I ain't seen him in our neighborhood before. Who is that? Oh, that's one of them fart niggers from up north. Like, what?
yeah, what is the origin of fart nigger?
I don't know. I just know that they use it. If it's an Indian person, what I've heard is they call them sand niggers. I heard that before.
Yeah,
Which
I
I
shouldn't say that.
Huh?
So you probably shouldn't say that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what it said. It's a racial slur.
Yeah, I know, but you still shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Because that's not, it's separate from, like, the black plight. That's a whole different,
Yeah,
different.
I've never used that shit.
Yeah,
That's the first time I probably ever
You
said
shouldn't say it.
that. Yeah. Well, I don't mean it. And, yeah, it's just one of the things. We're not going to bleep that out either. Just keep that in there. Keep it in there. Somebody will pull this shit up in the next 5 years. But they'll clip out the part where we explain what we were talking about. You know what, dude? I think there are people who are on the internet that live for anything. Like if they can't put a finger on why they don't like you, they will go through your whole catalog and find something.
Mostly Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's probably the worst, but I don't use Twitter, so they're gonna find anything. They sit there miserable.
No, I'm saying Twitter is the place where they gonna drop it. Twitter is the place where they drop bombs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, man.
They just found this complete side story. Somebody believes that they found Katie's burner Twitter account.
Okay,
So yeah, they was posting all kind of tweets that he was talking about different people that he's played with and stuff like that. Which, I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but that's just like, but that's Twitter for you. That's kind of the place where Twitter's the same place where they was pulling up Kevin Hart's old tweets and stuff like that. Like it's literally people that are just scrolling through like celebrities' old tweets before they were famous and stuff like that. Or even when they were famous, but you know, that it's just now it's like stuff that's resurfacing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a person that uses like slurs like that. And I think that I was just telling Eddie the other day, somebody wrote nigger on my window.
They did.
At school.
At school,
You know?
that's crazy.
And at first I was like, just like kids trolling. Like they don't really know what they doing. They just writing stupid stuff. But then I was like, I'm one of a handful of black teachers at school. And that's like very specific, you know, and it was like written on the window in a way where like, you know how, you know, the little wash me signs on the cars.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of written like that. Like it was written in the window, but in a way where like the window was a little dirty. So they was able to kind of like outline the letters or whatever. But yeah, it's very, very like, that's not no accident. You know what I mean? Writing that on a black teacher's window.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a very specific
I would go
thing.
look for that camera footage.
Yeah, supposedly the police officer is gonna be looking through the footage. So hopefully they find who did it. But yeah, that's
That shit ain't cool, man.
not at all.
Nah, that ain't cool at all, man. You're not gonna be calling me. I'm gonna find out who it is, and I'm gonna make sure they kick your ass out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they had like the mouse thing too.
Yeah, somebody drew a swastika on one of the mouses.
That's crazy.
So that's when I started thinking, you know how it is, like with any sort of like very like drastic emotion, you kind of like at first I think a lot of people's natural inclination is just to brush it off. Like, I'm not gonna let this faze me type stuff. But then I started to like think about it, like, did somebody drew a swastika on a mouse in my classroom? And then they had that on the window. And you just start to see like little certain things, and you're like, "Yo, this stuff is like
you can't
calculated."
Yeah, you can't ignore that. This is a person that's displaying microaggressions.
Yeah,
yeah, man. You got to watch these people. What I would be doing now is when I go to class, I'm gonna be watching who's engaged, which person is kind of sitting off to themselves, which person is wearing the person probably wearing the most black. You know, if you got a black shirt with a black hat and black pants and black boots. And a trench coat, yeah, that's the one that's right.
The cool part about it is like I'm not even like my classes are set up in a way where you just kind of come in and you do your work and like you go on about your day, and like the kids that like really rock with me, like we chop it up. But other than that, like I'm helping everybody with their work and things like that. But I don't really move in a way where I can create enemies. So if you don't like me, it's just because your parents is racist and they just pass that down to you. Cause it's different if I'm like the teacher on campus that's like making people mad or ruffling feathers, but I don't even move like that.
Can you imagine like, hey honey, how was your day at school? My teacher's black. Oh honey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You have a black teacher. Oh my God, man.
That's crazy, dog. Yeah.
You shouldn't have to deal with that.
Nobody should have to deal with a black teacher.
Yeah, it's not American.
You know the way to get back at him? It's write nigger on his window.
Just write it everywhere.
Write it everywhere.
Spray it everywhere.
The cool part about the swastika though is that they took two Sharpies to create the because they do the swastika and then they kind of like outlined it in red. And I'm like, yo, this is the type of stuff where
this nigga went to hate school.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like very intentional. Like they're probably like Googling. Like we got to start looking at these kids' history. You know what I mean? But God forbid it turns anything outside of just like some microaggressions.
That
If it turn into some real aggressions, it's gonna get ugly.
Yeah, man, that's too much.
Yeah.
You look up his search history, it's like how to deal with a nigger teacher.
Mr. Fingers. I'd be like, yo, I knew it was you. I knew it was you. You don't never say nothing when the what.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna happen? That you're gonna get busted. It's gonna be one of your like good, quiet students, and be like, Mr. Keith, whatever name, it'd be like Tanner is like writing some really bad stuff.
Dang,
I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah.
I wanted to let you know.
Yeah.
And she's gonna go sit right back down at her desk. And
That.
then,
Oh, go ahead.
and then when you walk over there, you're gonna see him. He drawing up a big masterpiece swastika. He just got a big old
A masterpiece swastika is great. The crazy part about it is like, it's the school I work at is majority Hispanic. So that's the interesting part. Like, you know, you would think that you could kind of dwindle it down. Like maybe it's one of the white kids in class, but I could count on my fingers the number of white kids I have just in general.
You know what?
So I don't
It's
know.
only one other person. It's probably the janitor, man.
Dang.
I'm tired of cleaning these black toilets all day at work.
Oh, dang.
All they do is eat cornbread and come to work, and I gotta clean up these nasty bathrooms.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like obviously we joking about it, but we got to figure it out, because if something else happens like that, that's when it's going to start to get really weird, you know.
Yeah, the janitor somewhere writing, "Dear diary, we need to bring back segregated bathrooms. I'm tired of these black poops all over the toilet."
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
It's like, I don't mind the cracker farts, but the nigger farts is too much.
Oh my God. He's like, "Do you want to know how hateful I am? I ate Cracker Barrel 3 times a day." Oh man.
That's crazy.
Life is crazy, man. Let's go and wrap this thing up,
Yeah,
man.
let's get out of here.
All right. If you made it to the end of this episode, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
We're out here.
Peace.